Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends. This is the player update for episode 6 of the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge for December 2015. Trapped in the Nether, and there were deaths in episode 6. Let's start with Hawkminer. Hawkminer did not die, but he was exploring his fortress, looking for obsidian, not finding any obsidian. Next we have the King Crafter. The King Crafter, if you remember from his last episode, is on the roof of the Nether, and he said his elevated spawner was not high enough, so he tore it down and rebuilt it higher. It still didn't spawn any pigmen up there, but pigmen spawned on top of his house. At one point a pigman spawned on the staircase going up to the spawner, so I think the rule for pigmen spawning on the roof is that they can only spawn so high, and above this they cannot spawn, is what I'm thinking is going on there. Anyway, he went up to, he started turning his house into a tower, so he built took the roof off his house, built his tower really tall, then started putting in floors and stuff. Decided to check out his spawner to see if anything had spawned on there. Ran up to the top, nothing had spawned. Started coming down the stairs and slipped on the staircase. Slippery netherrack. Fell off of his spawner, hit the roof of the Nether, and died. So the King Crafter is out. Fell off of his own pigman spawner that never spawned any pigmen. So that was tragic. But he says he'll be back in January, so we'll look forward to seeing the King Crafter back in January. Now let's talk about Outfoxed. Outfoxed worked on his expanding his tree farm, no, his tree room. Expanding his tree room. He killed a wither skeleton. He was, killing wither skeletons and bone mealing trees. Next we have the team of Scody Garbetus, Piker Eyes, and the formerly alive Optimus 1971. But Optimus died a couple episodes ago, so now it's just Scody and Piker Eyes. So Piker Eyes was exploring the fortress. Scody was building a house up on a floating chunk of netherrack. Decided to excavate a basement underneath his house. Dug a piece of netherrack under his feet and fell to his death. So that was unfortunate, leaving Piker Eyes on his own. Piker Eyes made Scody a little grave and continued on. So it's Piker Eyes on his own now. Next we have Ron Smalek. Ron Smalek, if you remember, is doing the role play of the Martian movie. See, he found the pirate stronghold, which is a fortress. He explored the fortress. He hit a pigman, but he didn't die from that. He was doing some other stuff, and he fell. Another fell from a high place. I guess that must be the theme for episode 6, because, let's see, the King Crafter fell, Scody fell, and Ron Smalek fell. All gotta watch out for heights in the Nether, I guess. Next we have Digger Dad. Digger Dad, his wheat is growing, his potatoes are growing. He's building another brick house. Things are going good for Digger Dad. Next we have Colony 9. Colony 9's crops are doing well, and they're running around doing stuff. Working on the farm, doing a little building here and there. Next we have Grandma's Gone Gaming. Grandma's crops are doing well. She's making a glowstone path so that she can follow it back. So she went out looking for a fortress, and she's making a glowstone path like breadcrumbs along the way, so that when she finds a fortress she can get back to her base. Next we have the team of Technoscribe, Frank and Honest, and Mom of Miners. All three of them still alive. Okay, trying to get out of the fortress. Last episode they were trying to get out of the fortress, but they couldn't find a safe way out. Everywhere they went seemed to be a lava lake. On episode 6 they did find a way out onto the surface of the netherrack. Had fun with ghasts, circled around, and found another fortress, but it turned out to be the same fortress. Then they headed off again in a different direction and found a new fortress. So I guess now they're going to explore a new fortress. Next we have Box. Box was collecting quartz, killed a ghast, collected some more quartz, is making quartz slabs on the ground to represent snow. He worked on his house a little bit, and he started making a Christmas tree. Next we have Jagaz's mom. Jagaz's mom was collecting quartz. She's making a quartz floor in her house, and her trees are growing well. Next we have Ong Ong. This is in his single player world where he's still alive. He is hunting skulls in the fortress. He's killing pigmen, and he's bone mealing potatoes. Next we have a Minecraft Master. A Minecraft Master, if you remember from his last episode, is back in the overworld. He found enough obsidian to make a new portal. He's back in the overworld with creepers. Yes. Do any of us miss creepers? Not me. He's exploring the overworld. He found a horse and tamed it. It was a white horse. He put diamond armor on it. It looks really good. And he also found pumpkins, and then he named his horse Pumpkin Horse. Next we have Baker Bell. Baker Bell is collecting nether brick. She was at a fortress, so she figured she might as well collect nether brick. Collected a bunch of it, made her way back to her original base, made a cauldron, made a brewing stand, made glass bottles, put them in the brewing stand. She put water in the cauldron. She put water in the bottles. She's ready to brew. I think she's the only one this month that has all the things you need to brew. So she's going to be brewing potions next episode. Next we have Load Central. Load Central just has the two girls left. All the guys died, and it's just Jesse died too, and it's just Carly and Baker Bell left in Load Central. Okay, they worked on the quartz temple, and their trees are growing, and they were dodging ghasts, mostly Carly dodging ghasts. And finally we have Johnny Raichu. Johnny Raichu is also skull hunting and pigmen killing. A zombie spawned in his fortress, so that was kind of interesting. And he's killing everything in sight, killing every type of mob you can find in a fortress. So that's the player update for episode 6. I'll see you all in episode 7. This is Mike Deering signing out.